All right, we're back to working on the firewood. Pretty much the same system as before. Just today, I'm sticking logs to the side up here that I'm not going to split. And stuff that I am going to split, I'm going to bring down here and cut. So anything that I'm not going to be splitting, I'm just sticking to the side for now. So let's go ahead and fire it all. Get some cutting some firewood. All right. So it's a kind of a simple video, except for one thing. We're gonna run my 036 that Briscoe built, my favorite firewood saw. You guys only see a small fraction of what this saw actually gets ran. So every once in a while I pop a video out of it. What do you say we get in here and have some fun though? Yeah, she's starting to run a little funky. I'm suspicious it's a spark plug or something simple. Because it clears up, assuming all you gotta do is tap the trigger a couple of times, it clears up. And then once you get into the cut again, it starts acting up. Could be a coil too. I don't know, it feels spark related. So we might have to grab another saw. We'll have to check this out later. I'm pretty certain this is spark related though. Alright, it's getting dark. I think it's about to rain, but this switch saws. We're gonna fire up the 61. It needs some break-in time, so let's try to find a spot for the camera here and run this 61. This saw's performing better than I thought it would. Alright, let's go again. You know, she's not the 036. You know, definitely not the 036, but man, I mean, it's a 61. What do you expect? You know, this thing runs pretty freaking good for a 61. And I shouldn't say that. It runs pretty freaking good just regardless of the fact that it's a 61. And this is, I think we're on our third tank of gas with this chain. So, you know, the chain's holding up pretty nice too. Alright, I think we're going to end up splitting most, or cutting most of the wood down here. Just sorting it out at the splitter, just because, you know, you get like a big end and a little end. You know what I mean? Let's see if I can just pull it and restart it, or if I have to use the trigger lock. Yeah, probably should use the trigger lock. Maybe. That's fuel related. Something's going on there. We'll have to check that out. Something in the fuel system, carburetor or fuel line or something. We'll have to check it out. So I'm gonna have to grab another saw to finish this log. All right, let's fire up the Partner 5000. She's probably gonna need some tuning. This is a smaller saw. You know, that 036 and that 61 just got a fresh top off of fuel out of the same fuel can. We can't rule that out. You know what I mean? But let's fire this guy up. This thing's gonna need tuned. Well, that little Partner runs better than it did last time I ran it. least that I can remember. Freaking A, I was surprised. The chain's impressive on it too. It's a 325 chain, so you know what I mean? It's just a little 50cc bugger. That thing's hauling. Yeah, I was talking earlier about trying to put that thing on methanol or nitromethane or something, and I don't know. She runs really good like it is. I'm thinking we might just want to leave well enough alone. You know what I mean? But anyway, I think we'll call that a video. Catch you in the next one. Later.